I didn't become different. I made the difference. We come from penny pinching, penny candy. We made different. We come from freeze cup.
Okay, so good morning. So today I have Sara on the Aquarium is Motivation Show, the AIM Show. So what we are doing is we're going around our community. We're wanting to find people, we're wanting to connect with people and just find people that are, to me, special. And I say special because those people, they have something about them that's relentless. To me, anyone I'm talking to, they're focused. But what I've learned is we all don't have all the tools. Learning that we all don't have the tools, it's not that we don't have the capabilities, it's not that we don't have the skills, we can go with all the stuff, it's simply we don't have the tools. And with that being said, I feel you are what should I say, asset to the environment, but more importantly, and I say the environment, not the community, the environment we're in right now, people need to be talking to you, getting to know you. So I wanted to bring you on, kind of let people get to know you, but more importantly, have you talk a little about work, but bring the human out, right? Where's the human?
Sounds good.
And if you will, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi, my name is Sara Orellana. I'm the owner of 3 Raptor Consulting and Sincerely Sara O. Through 3 Raptor Consulting, we focus on helping small businesses, leaders, entrepreneurs, and nonprofits achieve their goals and dreams. So we work really hard to make sure that you guys have the tools and resources necessary or that you need in order to be successful. Because in my tenure as a CEO, which covered probably about a 12-year period, maybe not quite that long, but it was a considerable amount of time, the thing that was most frustrating for me is I always knew the resources that my team and I needed, but they were unaffordable, whether we were a nonprofit or a small business. And so my thought process is everybody should be successful, everybody should be able to achieve their goals, and everybody should have access to all the resources and tools. And so we do that by providing professional coaching, leadership training, a variety of classes. We do budgets, we do marketing, we do business plans, we write grants, you name it, we do it. Then through Sincerely Sara O, that is actually my writing brand. And so I have a blog that I put out once a week at sincerelysarao.com.
Okay.
And then I write a weekly column for the Law and Constitution. And then I've published 2 books this year. So the first one is 21-Day Challenge, Developing a Positive Mindset, and it gives you the tools and resources you need to build the routines to give you that positive mindset so that you can constantly be bouncing back. That's available at 3raptorconsulting.com in our store on our resources page. And then I just released my big book. It came out at the beginning of April. And
how many pages is a big book?
Almost 300.
Ooh, God. Yeah, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a huge book.
Yeah, I wrote every word of it.
Okay.
And it's start, grow, and maintain your nonprofit. And it's everything that I learned in my course of working in nonprofits in short, easy to read snippets. And so it's not the kind of book that you read cover to cover.
Okay.
Like none of us have that kind of time.
Okay.
So it's
I never make it all the way through a book. I'm going to be honest. I'm like bouncing through books right now.
But that's what everybody does, right? It's life. It's where we are. And so it has a very detailed index. And the point of that is, let's say that you need to understand how to do payroll. You literally go to the budget section, payroll, and you read the 3 pages about payroll. Then you can go to the back and see the template that we give you, and you can plug it into Excel and understand it, and boom, you're done. So the way I wrote that book, it's got reflections, it's got tips, it's got lessons, it's got stories. Some of them are sad, some of them are funny. But my goal was to empower nonprofit leaders to be able to, in 5-10 minutes, master the skill that they needed to know, or they need to know.
So, listening to that, you are busier than me, and I got a bunch of kids, is what I tell people, right? I don't even tell them all the stuff I do. I just say I got a bunch of kids.
Oh,
right?
I do, yeah, I do more than that.
So that's where I'm on my way to. That's where I'm on my way to. What else do you do?
So I also teach.
I want to keep asking because people have to see what hard work is.
Right.
And if you, and I want to say this, if you came out and you said, I work super hard, everyone's going to say, why is she yelling that? She's so cocky. So
no.
I wanted to bring you on here to say that. So I wanted to give you your roses, but if you'll continue, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Okay, so I own 3 Raptor Consulting and I own Sincerely Sara O. I freelance write for the Constitution. I freelance write for the 580 magazine. I also do some grant writing for a company out of Tulsa because cash flow, and I have an 18-year-old who graduates Friday.
Come on.
And
Come on. What school?
math. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Lawn high, guys. Lawn high. Don't worry about
And
it.
then I teach business courses for the SBA and the SBDC.
Man, how do you have the time?
It's time management, it's scheduling, it's doing what you love, it's being passionate. I also have 2 rescue dogs, and one of them just turned a year old, the other one's 8.5, and I take care of them all day, every day. I love it. And then I have a really good support system. I have some incredible friends. My kid's amazing. I'm also writing a cookbook right now.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm working on recipes specifically for type 2 diabetics. And so I'm taking desserts and converting our favorite recipes into things that will not affect their blood sugar because of high protein and low carb, but also tastes like real sugar, even though it's not. So those are the projects. I have a couple that I want to do. I'm starting book 3 and 4. I want to get those out this year. And then I want to redo my YouTube channel, and I had been putting out 10-15 minute videos on business tips, and I decided that's not me. I am me. So, I mean, honestly, you're lucky I don't have like a dog booker across me because that is just who I am. And so I want to start doing videos on there that are the real life of an entrepreneur and business owner, what working from home, what working hard really looks like, from days that I start at 4 o'clock in the morning and go till midnight to days that maybe I only work 2 hours and get to kick it with some friends or do something really awesome. So it's all about time management and scheduling. And I've been working really hard on my health lately, getting back into shape. I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been in my life. Drinking more water, trying to drink about 120 ounces a day. And then I've been really working on my diet. I'm converting over to veganism because with my food allergies, I feel a lot better. So learning to cook amazing vegan food for my daughter and I. And then
It's
I
not hard.
No, I
Man,
love
it seems so hard. Like,
No.
I've tried, is keto vegan?
No,
it's
keto
not? Okay.
is like high protein, and there's like a ton of rules that go with that. And
Okay, yeah, I tried it before, and keto, no.
Mhm.
I don't know how anyone else feels, but keto, no for me.
Yeah.
Keto, no.
So,
For sure.
well, you could eat the
I'm
desserts
listening
on
to
the
you. Keep
keto.
going. This is normal.
So, so it's time management, it's scheduling, it's balancing, it's really, I've worked really hard in the last 5 years carving out a life that I love, a life I want to do. Definitely need more time with my friends. I'm working on getting more time with my friends. I'm working on relaxing more. I was really proud of myself today because I could answer the question of what do I like to do for fun. Because 3 weeks ago, I had a friend say, hey, you need a day off, what do you want to do? And I literally was like, I have no idea. Because I'm in this weird place where I'm still very much a mom, but my kid's 18 and graduating, so I'm not a hands-on mom anymore. I'm also newly single, and so figuring out who I am by myself at 42, what I love, what I want to do, what I want to pursue, and being able to answer that question, it's really an interesting place to be. So I also want to write, two books this year, plus a third that is like kind of the journey of discovering myself and who I am and what I love.
Okay, so in the last, I would say, year, what have you learned about yourself?
How to hit rock bottom and come back stronger mentally because of the people that I have surrounded myself and the lessons that I have learned and the tools I've gained of how to always be positive, how to let things go, how to think the best of people and give people second chances, all while setting boundaries and staying true to myself.
Right, okay. I think like it's so hard to become yourself, like find yourself in a world when finding yourself is like frowned upon.
Right.
Like when you're trying to find yourself and you're asking questions and you're being intuitive, you're trying to figure something out, and it's like everyone's like, no, shut up, I don't want to know that. So I understand, like even being a woman in business, like, I mean, is that okay to touch on? Can you touch on like what's it like being a woman in business? Because there's a lot of women who go through it who I even say, hey, you should say more, right? And they're like, Aquarion, you don't understand, right? So it's like, I just feel doing my part would be asking a woman in business and seeing what we could do in the community to help.
I will tell you. So
Okay.
let me start it off with my dad. The way that my dad raised me was both the biggest blessing and the biggest curse of my life. So my dad is an immigrant. He's from Mexico. and he is absolutely amazing. He is self-taught himself all of these incredible skills and has always worked hard to take care of me and my mom, and always done it with a smile. So I got my work ethic, my determination from my dad. Plus, I always joke around, when you're a first-generation American, you're raised differently, and your work ethic is different because we understand, and I've lived in Mexico where my dad grew up, so I understand what my dad loved. I understand why he had to leave, and I understand the sacrifices he made to give me a better life. I get it because I've had to do that. And so we work really hard because we feel like we owe it to our parents to make it even better than they did because of what they sacrificed to get us here, right? And so I appreciate that and try really hard to be rooted and grounded in my culture, because being Hispanic is so important to me. So my dad raised me that your race, your gender, your age, and your religion don't matter. What matters is your character, your morals, your ethics, and your work ethic, right? And so I have seen my dad work for women. I've seen him lead women. I've seen him do everything with every gender, race, nationality, and he never cared. And he has friends all over the world. And so I'm like my dad. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're pink with purple polka dots. I care about how you interact with people, right? And I have to be honest, I honestly forget about race, and sometimes we'll say things and realize, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But I'm not sorry, because it's okay to be the way I am, right? So being a woman in business, I actually grew up between the suburbs of LA and the suburbs of New York City. So I'm a Yankee, I'm very business minded, I can be very focused, very get to the business. Moved to Oklahoma, have no southern graces, learning how to operate in the South, and then all of a sudden I make it big. I'm a CEO, and I am leading a nonprofit that covers a couple counties, and I'm really proud of myself because we're working in mental health, we're working with children, and we also had a youth shelter, and we had a youth containment, so that if kids got caught drinking or something, we could hold them until they dried out, kind of give them an idea of what it would be like to go to jail, but they never really went to jail. They were safe, right? Loved it. And the board literally said to me, it is a shame that you were born a female because you're so smart. If you were a man, you would be going so much farther. Another time they said, the speeches that you give are so phenomenal. How about you write them down and let a man say it, one of us, because we would give more validation to what you're saying than you. Then I was talking to another, right? Then I was telling a friend last night about another boss I had where I single-handedly raised $500,000 a year for after-school programming and summer day camp that I ran, and I had tripled to numbers, and I was working with high-risk kids, and I was getting them on level in reading, on level on math. Loved what I did. I love working with high-risk kids, right? So easy to work with. He literally criticized my fundraising skills in front of the entire board, and when I stood up for myself, he then commented that I must just be hungry and that I needed to eat.
Man,
So let me tell you, and then can I tell you the number of jobs that I didn't get called back for because my last name is Orellana or Orellana, so people would understand that I'm, Hispanic, and that's not a good thing. I'm bilingual, I speak Spanish. That's not always a good thing either. And I'm very open about my culture and how much I love being Hispanic. And so it's like time after time after time I've hit people that think women can't do what men can do. I can run a company better than most men I know. I can climb a ladder in a pencil skirt and heels, save a stuffed animal on the roof, and send the kid home with a smile on their face, and not rip my tights all at the same time. I can mop and sweep an entire basketball gym in heels. I can do whatever is needed. I can rebuild anything. I can fix a toilet better than most men I know. I cut my own grass. I'm really hands-on. I'm a good repair person. I'm going to redo furniture. But because of my gender, because of how I look, I'm thought of as weak, or I need to be taken care of. And I think it circles back to the comment I made to you earlier that I realized last year, maybe it was the year before that, somewhere in the pandemic, those 2 years of the pandemic.
Yeah, they all mix.
Right?
They all mix. It's a blur.
I realized I don't want a knight in shining armor to come save me. I want to save myself. I want to build my own life. I want a man that is going to walk next to me, that is going to encourage me. That, there's going to be days where life is off and they're like, hey, I got you, I'll carry you today. Or, hey, I know you were up at 4 o'clock today to meet that deadline, so I'll cook dinner tonight. That, I don't want to be saved.
Man, I'll tell you, when I was managing the dealership, I work basically 6 days a week, and almost sometimes 12 hours a day. And even 14, 16 hours a day, you know?
Yeah.
Stay motivated, stay motivated, stay motivated.